Hi, I'm Kevin McMullen again with AuthenticGolf.net and author of the book A Blueprint for Golf Excellence, Building a Swing You'll Never Forget. Great news. It's sunny out. It's warm, almost too warm. I'm breaking a sweat right now, just starting. And the ground is dry. So I promised that when that would happen, I would make some more videos to elaborate on some of the points of the blueprint, and that's what I want to do. So I'll get right to it. The first thing I want to talk about is something that nobody seems to ask many questions about, but is foundational to the blueprint, and that's the automatic principle and using your Clearkey to play with unthinking involvement. So I want to talk about what a Clearkey is, and then give you an example of how to use it while you're practicing. A Clearkey is a tool that we use to clear our conscious mind from any swing keys or thoughts about executing future events like, can I hit it close enough to the hole without going into the water, past failures. In other words, it's a tool that we use to keep us in the present. Now, there's other tools, I'm sure. If I was Kung Fu and a Buddhist monk, I may know of some. But for the everyday man, the Clearkey really fits the bill. Specifically, a Clearkey is a word or a phrase that you use, that you say to yourself out loud initially when you're learning, and then to yourself in your mind, to occupy your mind so that your subconscious mind is free to be able to execute the shot or to do the drill if you're practicing. We want to do this because we know from science that all motor activity begins and has its start in the subconscious mind, and that when conscious direction is involved in trying to execute something that only happens within about a second of elapsed time, the water gets muddied real fast and less than optimal performance happens. And we know this from other areas in life. We know if we actually tried to think about everything we did that's involved with driving a car, we'd be frozen before I ever left the driveway. If a figure skater had to think consciously how she did her triple toe loop as she was performing it, she'd stumble and fall. Once the execution begins, everything should happen on automatic. So, couple examples, some good Clearkeys would be Mary Had a Little Lamb, I Wish I Had One Too. I Can't Stop the War, Help the Homeless, Feed the Poor. I Can't Walk in Water, Can't Save Your Sons and Daughters. Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic, It's Magic. Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic, It's Magic. Obviously those last two are songs from some of my music selections, the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Kid Rock's Born Free album. But the point is, they have nothing to do with anything at all involving golf. Not the future, not the past, not the actual execution, not anything at all. A bad Clearkey would be, I want a nice smooth stroke with hands ahead at the ball. I want a nice smooth stroke with hands ahead at the ball. That's not a good Clearkey because it has to do with the golf swing. Nice and smooth will win the race. Nice and smooth will win the race. Nice and smooth will win the race. Again, nice and smooth. That's giving myself a command about execution, and so the subconscious is not free to execute nice and smooth because you're trying to tell the subconscious what it can do. So, how do we use a Clearkey? What's the process? The process is, for practice, you execute whatever you're working on. Let's say I'm just working on getting my hands ahead through the impact zone. You practice that 4 times, telling yourself what you want and focusing on it a lot. Then you step away from your practice station, tell yourself what you want, show yourself what you want, Then you repeat that command. I want hands ahead. And now I'm going to automatic. I can't stop the war. Shelter homeless, feed the poor. You can't walk on water. You can't save your sons and daughters. I can't change the world and make things fair. And you notice, I hit that a little fat. So what's happened there is that the habit is not totally ingrained to where I can do it every time. And that's one of the ways you can tell when a habit starts becoming developed to the point where you don't have to think about it, is you'll be able to get a better execution on Clearkey than you do on manual. And so you just keep working with your 4 manual reps and then your Clearkey reps, stating what you want. Give me hands ahead. Going to automatic. Well, I can't stop the war. Shelter homeless, feed the poor. You can't walk on water. You can't save your sons and daughters. I can't change the world and make things fair. And you just keep working on that. And the reason you practice with Clearkeys is because when you're saying your Clearkey and you're acquiring a new skill, your subconscious is having to sort things out on the fly. Your conscious mind is thinking. Your subconscious mind is internalizing everything it needs to do to make that happen. And so your subconscious learns faster than your conscious mind. And so you are learning at a subconscious level all the things required to execute that skill. Now when you play, it's the same principle, but now we better not be thinking at all about the golf swing. The only thing we should be thinking about is the match, the course. If we're playing stroke play, how to post the lowest score. If we're playing match play, like in a league situation or in a championship, amateur championship, we're thinking about our opponent as well and what we need to do to take one less stroke than him. So you consider all those things from behind the ball. The reason we consider all these things from behind the ball is because that's where you do your thinking. That's a manual process, that's a conscious process, that's a very big part of golf. You might even give yourself some practice swings. But when the time comes for execution, it's go time. And so what you want to do is you want to go ahead and play the shot, just playing it on automatic and leaving the results to the subconscious and to the golf gods. So in this case, I'm going to try and hit a 7-iron to the flag out there, right to the heart of the green. It's the last hole of the match. I'm all even, and my opponent has already stiffed his 9-iron because he's a 20-year-old flat belly, can bomb it a mile. He's already stiffed his 9-iron from 20 yards behind me to 5 feet. So there's a lot of pressure on me. So I just got to say, you know what, Kev? You've done this shot. I'm going to go ahead and hit it inside his hole with a nice, smooth 7-iron. Relax. It's up to the golf gods. Give me my best shot. Going to automatic. Well, I can't stop the war. Shelter homeless, feed the poor. I can't walk on water. I can't save your sons and daughters. I can't change the world to make things fair. Oh man, it is in the hole. And that's how you use a Clearkey both in practice and in play. You must get to automatic. You must play with unthinking involvement. If you don't, you're just going to be like all the other golfers, right on up even into the pro ranks, that never realize their full potential because they're never letting the subconscious perform the execution. Again, I'm Kevin McMullen, author of A Blueprint for Golf Excellence. It's $35. If you haven't bought the book, buy the book. It's less than a half-hour lesson from your PGA pro, and you'll learn more about the golf swing, I promise you, than a whole summer's worth of lessons, and be the better golfer for it. Check me out. Thanks for your time, and we'll give you another